dreams about accidents and things like that, and car crashes and this type of thing.
Yeah.
And I've always understood those, in my understanding of them, is to mean something like an emotional crash in your life. Something where something has gone absolutely wrong emotionally, a crash has occurred. Again, I think it often occurs with people who have breakups with relationships and things like that. But of course people always fear that it means something literal.
Well,
it means something, you know,
well,
I've had a premonition that I'm going to die in a car accident.
Yeah.
When really, I don't know, would you agree, it's something more emotionally charged within the person.
Well, I do remember reading about that in a dream book, and the woman, that particular one, suggested actually the first port of call is take it literally and maybe check your tyres, check your brakes or something, and then go on to the more sort of other meanings. But also I think is actually a car crash, or maybe any crash of any time, could be suggestive of a crunch time. I mean,
Crunch time, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it might have already happened, or it might be a warning to saying, you know, look, this is where you're heading.
But vehicles in dreams can have many meanings, you see. You've got cars, you've got lorries, you've got buses, you've got trains, you know. Aren't they really about our movement through life, our journey through life?
Yeah.
You know, our travel, you know.
Because for me, when somebody talks about a car, they're always driving a specific car in a dream, and a car, for a lot of people, is a status symbol.
Yeah.
And the status symbol is, you know, if you've got a beautiful car, like, I knew a fella, he asked me to interpret this dream, and he had this Lamborghini, and he's like looking at it, and suddenly all the paintwork's all burned off. And in his domestic life, not domestic life, in his career was starting to fall to pieces, and he was a top-level fitness instructor. The Lamborghini represented his career falling into tatters. And he had high ambitions.
Yeah.
So, and for
sometimes the same sort of idea can apply to sexuality, can't it? That's why people like big red Ferraris, because it's a sexual symbol.
Of course.
And a woman driving round in a big red Ferrari is a symbol of castration of the male, disempowerment of the male. I mean, on an unconscious level, Freud would have said that this is one of the things. He kind of has a lot of points. I'm not a follower of Freud, but I think there are some very basic human instincts that come out in dreams. Things like jealousies and envies and things like that we wouldn't normally face in our life, but in dreams they come out in all sorts of ways.
Well, what was mentioned earlier about flying and depending, you know, are you flying free, or are you flying in a plane or a helicopter? And the interesting point there was that it's somebody else in control of where your journey is going. Now, normally in a car, you decide where you're going.
Yeah.
If you're in a train, you actually are on a set journey, and if there's a train crash,
and
it might be a warning.
That reminds me of a very specific dream I had actually, where a friend of mine was driving the car, right, and we had a car accident. And then sometime later, there was a major upset in my life that was caused, an emotional problem, caused by that one-time friend, you know. So he was in the dream was saying, this person's going to cause you a lot of emotional problems. It's going to cause a crash in your life, a disaster of some sort. And it came about, because dreams too do have prophetic meanings, but not always as literal as we might understand it as a car crash. It was an emotional upset that really did it.
But that's why the crunch time might be...
Exactly, good symbol, good representation.
But a train ride, you know, coming back to the train ride, for me, when I've observed dreams with trains, because trains always means in life that you're going to go somewhere nice. You know, you're going to go on holiday. So it's a straight line, and you're having an happy time. It's a leisurely pursuit. The dream is involved with a leisurely pursuit, because trains are always, when you jump on a train, you're going to go somewhere nice, or if it's a coach, you're going to go somewhere nice.
That's your personal interpretation, because other people might see train as a train to work. Other people, like Freud again, said it was a train as a symbol of a phallus, symbol of a train going into a tunnel, particularly, was always a classic sort of Freudian image. But like you say, I think it represents the course, the set course of your life. So it's on rails. So it's going in a set direction. So when you're on the track, you're on track, we say, don't we? This is it, I'm on track, we're going in the right direction. And we also talk about people coming off the rails. You know, that when someone's life goes into a state of complete chaos or mental breakdown, we talk about off the rails. So there's, again, it's like with all these symbols, there's many layers of interpreting it, and you have to interpret it what it means to you. For you, it meant something leisure, holidays. Another person it might be work, troubles. Another person it might be getting straight onto the track of my career again. So again, it's multiple meanings.
I mean, Freud,